Hi Dean, how you doing? All right, I've got your banner ad up and I've got your magazine ad up. Thanks for including that magazine ad, and also thank you very much for including this wonderful written rationale based on your experience with the ad campaign so far. I think this is great. Really, really lets me know exactly where you're at in terms of understanding the methodology and the conceptual development behind the different pieces, magazine ad and banner ad associated with the campaign. So, good job. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. I think the banner ad is a wonderful adaptation from the magazine ad. I think it's just gorgeous. Really nice work here, Dean. Um, this is done very well. When I do advertising, whether it's magazine or banner, I typically try to use the background image. And I talked about this in my critique with your magazine ad, but I attempt at all costs to use a magazine or in a magazine ad or banner ad to use the main image as the background and try to incorporate the type within. As a matter of fact, it's one of the ways I approach any design concept is I take a look at the imagery and I determine before I even get started on the layout, is this image able to hold the text? Am I able to place image on this text and have it be visible and readable? And not all images are suited for text. So if the image is not, I immediately consider a different image, try to find a different image. So that said, this is a little bit foreign to me, but nonetheless, it seems to work out just beautifully, as well as I thought it was smart to keep that same angle there on the left-hand side, because it just reinforces that the harmony. It creates a wonderful consistency, and that's nice. Banner ad itself is great. You've got everything you need here, right? Everything you need is right here, with the exception of one thing. I would say you've got, well, actually, there's a couple of things. Relax, refresh, rejuvenate. I would include this all for one amazing price as a subhead right here. I would definitely include that because it's going to, again, create a deeper consistency within the magazine and the web banner ad. So I would include that subhead there. Also, over here, there's only one thing over here, that's this kind of box that fades in and says book now. That's super old school. Back even as early as, 5, 7 years ago, most web viewers didn't realize that if you click a banner, it's going to the whole banner acts as a URL right to the site where you can gain access to all the pertinent information needed. And I think probably 99.9% of web viewers realize that today. So this kind of book now, that's really super old school. I would not recommend including that. I would just take this type right here, move it down a little bit, and fade it in nice, let it stay, and fade it out. Then immediately fade it back in. Don't let it sit stagnant for more than, a fraction of a second. Because watch what happens. If the viewer looks at this ad right now, they're going to miss a lot of information. And it only takes a second. It's a fraction of a second. The viewer looks at the ad, and if that type is missing right there, they're going to look away, and the ad's not going to be complete. It's going to confuse the viewer. The viewer's going to have a kind of an uncomfortable situation with the magazine ad. I'm sorry, with the banner ad. So again, highly recommend you just fade this in and fade it out, and do not include that book now. It's really going to clean up the ad too. I think there's so much visual weight right there that it almost impedes successful hierarchy throughout the rest of the banner ad. That is really those two are my only recommendations. I think that the rest is beautiful. You've done a fantastic job. So where do we go from here? I would say just take care of those. I mean, if you want to go ahead and make those changes and resubmit, I'll be glad to make further comments. But at the very least, I'd like to see those changes in addition to the changes required for or recommended for your magazine ad. So just really fine tune your campaign, and if you want to submit it to me for comment before our final submission during week 7, have at it. I'm fine with that. I'll be glad to provide additional comments. But at the very least, I would like to see these changes being made for the final submission of the campaign. Again, due during week 7. All right, Dean, great job. Thank you so much for sharing. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, man.